follow along on the rack, hang up what you need to hang up where it belongs.
The baseball season has been over for a couple of weeks in Royse City, but one player who wasn't ready to turn in his gear was second baseman Jake Owen.
I'm ready to play.
Jake was robbed of the last few weeks of his season by a ruptured spleen, but that's only one of a number of tragedies he and his family have endured.
It's almost like the book of Job or something, you know.
We'll start with the injury, which occurred on a pop-up to short right field.
Waiting for a play, and then I hit a fly ball over my shoulder, so running this way.
Jake ran back for it, and Jake Horbass was running for it.
People were yelling, Jake, 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 that's your ball. We're both named Jake.
I dove like that, and he slid into me, and his knee went into mine, just below my rib cage.
I mean, it was a solid hit, but it was something that you would think somebody would shake off and get back up.
But Jake didn't get back up. He was taken to the hospital and told he had ruptured his spleen. The next morning, more bad news.
I never thought I would hear the words, "He has cancer."
Jake had leukemia, but it was discovered very early. His unexpected trip to the hospital gave doctors the opportunity to find it before it got worse. Jake's teammate, who had accidentally hurt him, had been feeling guilty until he learned of the blessing in disguise.
Maybe a week later, I text him saying, I'm praying for you and praying for your family. And later on, about 15 minutes later, I got a text back saying that you saved my life.
He felt bad, and I didn't want him to feel bad, so I was like, you kind of saved my life, I guess.
So when can you play again?
A couple weeks into summer, I'll be able to start again.
You play a lot in the summer?
Yeah.
It appears the cancer is in remission. Jake will get a bone marrow test in July to make sure. The ruptured spleen, the leukemia, the chemotherapy pills, all that was bad, but losing his father was worse. During a cold and wet night on January 28th, Perry Owen lost control of his car and crashed into oncoming traffic.
Just so many people came to the visitation and to the funeral. The employees at the funeral home they said they'd never seen anything like it.
Has this always been your favorite sport?
Yes, sir.
You know why?
My dad played it. We're a baseball family.
Jake's love for baseball came from his dad.
When I was little, we'd throw tennis balls around in the living room.
Started with a plastic ball, probably when he was 1 or 2 years old, just hitting it in the living room, you know.
And that's why Jake's injury was even worse. Baseball was his escape, and his teammates were his extended family, and he lost that for a few weeks. But then, without the injury, the cancer would not have been discovered, and how much more would it have spread by now? And this is where the Owen family can find some comfort in everything that's happened.
We passed by the accident site where my husband had the wreck, and my youngest son, Josh, he asked me, how come the other person in the accident didn't get hurt as bad as Daddy? And I told him then, I said, Josh, the only answer I can give you is that God had a special job in heaven for your daddy. And then that night, Jacob got hurt. And I was telling the nurses at the hospital this, and they were like, well, that's it. He's his guardian angel. He has his very own guardian angel. He's watching over us.
Ted Madden, Channel 8 Sports.